Look, got a damn good show. Good to be with you, Jigoku Gaming Channel. Today, oh hello, good to be with you, Inuyasha guy. Good to see you again. Today we're diving in. I hope you're excited because we're diving into one of the strangest Yu-Gi-Oh games ever made. And when people think Yu-Gi-Oh, especially if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player, like myself, I was a big Yu-Gi-Oh player, played a lot of the old legacy formats now, back in XYZ and Synchros and Link Summoning. Probably play a little bit of Masters Duels and the more modern formats. But you might think of like, that's why I think about Yu-Gi-Oh, but maybe you think about like Duel Monsters on the Game Boy, Legacy of the Duelist, Master Duel, you know, but then there's this game right here, which we're getting into today, which has none of that, absolutely none of what I've just mentioned, because in today's video, we're going to be getting into Falsebound Kingdom. Falsebound Kingdom is like the cousin of all these games. I'm like a distant cousin. Konami was at their weirdest experimental 2000s emo anime phase as they could be, and like I said, this game throws almost everything you know about Yu-Gi-Oh! Right out the window, even from the get-go. There's no trap cards, there's no life points, and there's no deck building. Well, I'm going to put a caveat too on that life points too, because we do have life points, just not in the way that you think of them. So you might be looking at that and say, life P, doesn't that mean life points? Well, yes, you do have a life bar, but that's more like a kind of like an RPG style, or like imagine like a Fire Emblem or like a Pokemon style, you know. But every unit's kind of made up of these Yu-Gi-Oh monsters. That's pretty much what we're getting into today. Honestly, like I said, it's one of the weirdest experiments Konami ever attempted with Yu-Gi-Oh. I have the Yugi story right now, and I'd like to know, chat, please pause the chat, I've got a question for you guys. How many of you actually owned this game growing up? Or maybe you're a modern fan, it's the first time seeing it. I feel like this game flew under the radar for its time, so like I said, if you want to take a minute pause, I'd love to hear that from you guys. Love doing this here. How many of you actually own the game? Or is it your first time seeing it? Some fans absolutely love this game, and then on the other side of this coin, some fans actually hate it. So, like I said, very experimental. We're going to find out what side I end up on, because I've been going through the Yugi campaign. And we're a couple of missions into this. You can check out a lot of these previous ones. It's been a minute since I've ran back on this one. This is going to be Jigoku_gaming. Check out our live. I think we have this on the playlist there. If not, this will be up under the playlist shortly here. That's check us out on Twitch, check us out on YouTube while you're there. A couple orders of business, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button there on our YouTube channel. It really helps, and also recommends videos just like this and more to you from our channel, as well as if you really enjoy our content and all of our playlists here, we're the place where retro gaming lives with a modern twist. Definitely a little bit of a retro twist tonight, but go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as well. Make sure it sets to all so you get all videos and all updates. It also helps out in the algorithm right there, else we get buried. Don't want to be buried by the algorithm. So, I'm in the Yugi campaign. Here's the basic idea of this game. Like I said, Fire Emblems mixed with like a Pokemon. Every unit made up of Yu-Gi-Oh monsters. And we're going to be on like a big it's an RTS game basically. So we're going to control real-time simulation of our squads of monsters that are going to be traveling across this giant field. If you're not familiar with this game, we have our leader right here. I have 5 marshals. Our marshals are our leader. I have Yugi, I have Tristan, I have Bakura, I have some Egyptian guy, and I have Shimon. But if you know Simon, if you know Simon or Shimon, he in these early Yu-Gi-Oh games, he was a reoccurring character in the stories, especially if you played early titles like the Yu-Gi-Oh, Forbidden Memories, and any of those really early titles. He was a reoccurring character and a helper for the Pharaoh, sometimes even on the other side of the Pharaoh, across the duel table. I think this is an original character right here. He might have been in a select few other titles or have this like image or just kind of like this icon, but we have the core group right here, 3 of them, and we have, as you see, each core group here, each marshals has up to 3 monsters. There's different movement times for each of these monsters, like flyers, like Slifer's going to have like a flying type, different attack ranges they're each going to have, different elemental affinities they each have. It's, instead of dueling, you're basically conquering castles and playing almost like a dare I say, if you've played Nobunaga's Ambition or Romance of the Three Kingdoms, that kind of RTS style as well, mixed in with those Fire Emblem and Pokemon elements. So that's what we're getting into tonight. I've kind of challenged myself here. Some really interesting gameplay here, because like I said, we're going to be capturing fortresses, we're going to be protecting bases, moving all over the battlefield. It's a real-time mixed with also RPG, like turn-based, you know, so it has its own identity. Each team I have here is kind of, I think the challenge I'm going to have today is going to be kind of making canon teams, which is kind of what I've been doing, trying to. Shimon's a little bit, some of these are a little bit difficult, because like Tristan, he doesn't duel too much in the anime series, but you could definitely see some of the times he does and get some inspiration from that. So I got a couple of, like I said, teams built around that. Tiger Axe is going to be one of those. I have him. I feel like this is a little bit anime inspired right here, this kind of Tiger Axe. Maybe the Axe Raider or something like that. Honestly, this Axe Raider almost feels a little bit Joey. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of the cast here, but you got all types of selections from the anime and all types of stuff here. I'm actually gonna switch out Tristan's here because I want to make his a little more to the actual anime itself, and I feel like Cyber Commander is going to be a good one for him. Going to be a little bit of a challenge because Tristan has a very weak team right here. It's going to be very beat down, but it's also going to be very kind of like weak to that. What I might actually do here, too, I might actually switch him out. Let's go ahead and put Battle Ox in instead. So like I said, this is going to be real old school. We're going back to the real old school Yu-Gi-Oh! So this is going to be my like kind of like anime-inspired team for Tristan right here. I feel like Cyber Warrior might be another one I could throw in right here. Just for even more so. But I'm going to have Inasatsu right here. He's actually pretty decent. I got Bakura right here. Honestly, I feel like my Bakura deck could use a little bit of a deck that, look at me speaking actually like this is your traditional Yu-Gi-Oh game. No, I feel like Bakura here could actually use a little bit of a change up here, because he uses Lava Golem. I don't think he uses a stuffed animal. I'm gonna move the stuffed animal. I'm gonna move that for Lava Golem. I feel that's a bit more like, oh, I don't have Lava Golem. Oh, Lava Golem is even in this game, huh? I might not have him. Alright, let me see if I have, do we have Help Boomer? Oh, don't even have... Okay, I'm gonna have to change up a couple things. I'm thinking of like just a couple of things that he has off the top of my head, like Dark Geroid, that might be one of them, but they don't have Dark Geroid in this. Yeah, Falsebound, we're getting back into it here. This is going to be kind of hard to get kind of one, so it is limited as you can see here. You do get the classic characters, like you got Dark Magician, and both, like 2 copies of Dark Magician too, so the clown dude, I forget his name in the original series, but when Yugi's fighting the Dark Magician versus Dark Magician battle there at Battle City Tournament, you have that one. Dark Magician Girl, always a fan favorite. I'm trying to make a Bakura deck, but honestly, I'm not getting too many cards that he actually has, so they don't really have too many that he might have had. Skull Knight's going to be a good one. Let's put Skull Knight in there, because he was definitely one of them. So you have a lot of, like, interpretations you can do for these. I'm just going to kind of go through here and just a couple of cards I know might be good to use for a Bakura deck. You got Harpy's Ladies, that'd be good for like a Mai kind of situation right there, and she'd have a lot of air superiority. So, man, they are missing a lot of Bakura's cards, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put, we'll just call this a free slot, and just kind of do something that might be Bakura inspired. He's like a lot of dark. He's a lot of dark stuff. Let's go use... That's a snake, huh? We're not gonna use a snake. We're gonna use a dark monster. Ghoul with an Appetite would be good. Insect Queen, that'd be more Weevil. Oh, the Magician would be great. Let me take a look here, just add a couple more here, so you can see like all the different types of monsters that they had here. Oh, Neck Hunter. Obelisk, they have the God cards in here. Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon. So, I think that's actually going to be pretty good what I got right here. When it comes... Oh, actually, hold on. Darkstalker. Sword Stalker. Perfect. That's going to give us a good beatdown kind of battle. And... let's go ahead and put in maybe a... He didn't use Zoa. But maybe a... Sagi would be a good throw right there. Can't use Pumpkin. Like I said, I'm trying to be very anime inspired right here. They're missing a lot of like those kind of dark styles that I would think of for Bakura, but I think this would be good. All else too, if ever in doubt, these ones with like the orbs also work really well. But I think this will be good right here. I have 2 ground beaters and then a flying right here. Gonna be pretty low health, but we'll give them some stuff here. And then of course I got my other people right here. Got my 2-headed dragon. I don't think we're gonna have a boss battle here, so I'm actually gonna put on let's go ahead and give Shimon Obelisk. Get some God cards in here so everybody can see some God cards as well. There we go. They'll have the Winged Dragon of Ra. Why not? And Magician of Black Chaos. Looks good to me. Alright, so this is like kind of my setup right here. Spellcasters, you have all types of different stuff here. Let's go ahead and try this out. Like I said, the monster teams are incredibly important here. You don't just... It's more important that you don't just throw random monsters together. You actually do want to build squads around some type of synergy. Whether that be like the element that they are, like that orb color that they get. Flying monsters are going to be good. They're going to have like good terrain, navigation. Ground units are going to have a little bit different. They're going to be have a terrain cost and stuff like that. So it's good just to kind of have a good team build and think about that kind of stuff. So it looks good here. The last thing, I think we're good here. I think we're great to go. Last thing's just going to be do a quick save here. Like I said, this game is crazy. So it has a lot of RPG elements. It has a lot of like RTS elements as well. We'll see if my team building did do. What I needed to do. And there, you do get to recruit a lot of monsters. There's a recruitment system in this game as well. So like I said, it is a little bit kind of like Fire Emblem in that way. Okay, so to win this, Yugi's force is free. Gotta get sips, so it looks like we have a rescue mission here. Like I said, no trap cards, no spell cards, no link fusions, no XCs, no synchros, no fusions. Straight up RTS, old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh's team, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, Yugi's team is wiped out by, or the Sugat falls. Okay. So, you gotta be really quick, because like I said, there's a RTS element to this, so we're gonna take over some castles. I'm gonna send his unit over there. Let's go ahead, I'm gonna have Shoddy here at the castle. He's gonna Shimon, whatever his name is. He's gonna be our defense. We're gonna be heading this way, so we're gonna meet him there. Now look, now you see the train, right? You see this train right here? A lot of water battles. So this is actually one, if I was really like wanting to be strategic, expert about this, I'm going to want water creatures, because it looks like this team, all these are going to be water-based creatures. Maki would be good here. Looks like there's another base up here to the top as well. I'm going to save Shimon back. You'll also see like the different sizes here, which is actually kind of nutty. Alright. Looks like we got our first team in here. I'm going to have Yugi meet him. Looks like they have water. So, castle building is as well. I'm going to build an anti-ground cannon right here in this castle. Like I said, no trap card. This is our trap card right here. And let's go ahead. Do a watchtower too. That's gonna do like how far those go. Alright, looks like we're gonna get our first battle coming up here. I'm actually gonna bring him to the shore, like right here on the beach. I'm wondering how many of them will run and try to make a move for this other area over here. I'm gonna send you over here. I'm gonna have a unit just come over here and grab this. Grab this as well. Alright, so here's the RTS element of it. Like I said, I don't want these creatures because they're gonna get a bit of a water buff, being a water type. Fighting in water. There is an air type. Looks like they got Cursed Dragon right there. A couple more water types right there. We got Yugi and his team. They're gonna be there to meet him. Alright, here's our first battle here. Alright, so we're going to get into the combat of this. When two teams meet right here, combat's just going to start up. If you see that huge creature that is actually clipping through the ground, that's Slifer. Slifer's model in this is that's actually hilariously huge. My camera can't even fit him into the view. It's a fixed camera angle, so you don't even get to see him. I guess I kind of zoom it out a little bit like that, but that's about it. You can see his mouth, like, hi guys. All right, so like I said here, when two teams meet, combat's going to start. You don't really directly control the attacks. Instead, we're going to be kind of like attacking in formation, if that makes sense here. We have the front row here. Let's go ahead, and my usual strategies, I like to take out their weakest. But as you can see here, a lot of RPG elements. This game actually has a lot more RPG elements than people might remember. And, ooh, good shot, Dark Magician Girl. Monsters are going to level up. They're going to gain stats. They're going to learn stronger attacks. There's multiple, like, ways they can kind of, I don't know if I want to say evolve, but kind of like do a thing here, you know? Alright, so, let's see here. So, like I said, you can do a lot of different stuff with the evolution and RPG mechanics and kind of the basics of the game here. That's kind of the basics of it. The evolution mechanic is actually kind of crazy. Oh, I should use my special attack. Oh well, we're gonna see a fucking Slifer laser beam. Yeah, I don't think they like that. But the evolution mechanic in this game is actually kind of nutty because some monsters can evolve after reaching certain levels. Others need items too. Like I said, very Pokemon-like. Some require a little bit of both. It really opens up the gameplay for your weaker monsters getting the power they need to evolve into stronger monsters. I want to show you, and each monster too, they can do special attacks. Like Slifer, not all of them, but some ones get special attacks, like Slifer can do this right here, and he'll just absolutely delete everything. We just hit our win button. That's the instant win button right there. And like I said, a lot of RPG elements. Monsters level up, gain stats, learning these stronger attacks, evolution mechanics. And a lot of hidden monsters and stuff as well. A lot of sometimes people miss like the strongest monsters in the game. They can be completely missed. So a lot of time if you're going in blind. And look at the terrain on this. Like, notice how my positioning on this I was actually on, and the positioning matters. This is why positioning matters. Notice I was actually on, like, the beach and kind of on in the water, and here we are on the map, exactly right there. Very, very cool stuff right there. Even though the RTS in this game is kind of like how the creatures meet. I just gotta hit that thunderbolt real quick. This does have, like I said, those turn-based RPG mechanics as well. Oh, big time miss. Now this would be like what I would consider a flying unit right here too, because they have a lot of flying creatures. I also love how all the moves have names. Alright, so this is pretty much, like I said, the basics of the combat right here. Love to hear it. And one thing I think gets enough of a shout out is the soundtrack. I mean, listen to the soundtrack back here. Really a lot of that early GameCube fantasy. Lots of orchestral music, hearing a lot of violin in there. Hearing a lot of the bass, a lot of the brass. The percussion in there as well, so a very orchestral soundtrack. So, like I said, props to the sound designers of this game as well. Battle themes, wow, really sells the strategy and the atmosphere. Great battle track right here. And visually, you can kind of see right here as I'm kind of going through this, definitely a product of the early 2000s. But I don't know, I kind of think these monster models have a certain charm to them still. Especially watching, if you're a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh!, just watching classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters, 3D modeled, moving around in this kind of battlefield RPG environment. It has a certain allure to it, in my opinion. Alright, let's go ahead and nuke the hell out of this Curse of Dragon with Slifer. Imagine being Slifer and just absolutely nuking this Curse of Dragon and being that Curse of Dragon and be like, oh no! And Dark Magician Girl's actually going to finish it off, it looks like. I also love how they animated the spells on this game. You don't always get that, especially on some of the titles. If you're a fan of like Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially classic Yu-Gi-Oh!, you'll really enjoy this. I do have to wonder what the pitch meeting looked like. Yeah, people love Yu-Gi-Oh! Great! Let's remove the card game now from it. But this was just around that time, all jokes aside, that they were just trying to do a lot of different things. Yeah. It wasn't trying to recreate Duel Monsters or anything. Konami intentionally experimented with making a kind of strategy game with the monster roster, and it ended up becoming definitely one of the more unique titles Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever released. I do think this is something, I could see this being something like a cult classic, for sure. The pacing, it can be a little slow here, as you can see. The AI here is always amazing. A little dated, kind of moving through the menus. A little kind of, I don't want to say clunky, but just kind of like a step above Persona 2. Persona 2 Eternal Punishment would have released about 2 to 3 years before this. So a little smoother interface. Actually crazy to think that those two games have like that little in common, because I'm thinking like, what if we had like a 3D engine for Persona 2 as well? You know, just a few years later, it would be crazy. But anyways, man, there really isn't really anything quite like this. And I did engage with some water monsters outside of water. I should use the lightning here, because I would think lightning would take out the water. But I guess it doesn't matter, because we're having flame-broiled crab meat tonight. And let's go ahead here. We're gonna finish this up. If you're just kind of starting this game, I guess a couple of tips or like some advice I could give you here is to kind of take it slow with things. Make sure you level up your monsters, explore the map, capture all the fortresses. You'll notice I'm putting units on the fortresses. Capture those, because you can always find some stuff. Experiment with your formations. Don't be afraid to. And probably keep the items on you. I don't have too many items. I sent my people out with this one. Oh, also something else that's kind of neat about this is there is like an action point economy. If you do run out of action points, kind of like in Divinity, you only have like so many set moves you can do in a battle. Oh, great hit right there. If the battle ends in like a draw, a winner will be determined like by kind of like a judge's score. You'll see why you want to keep healing items, because my Dark Magician girl is getting a little beaten up on right now. We're about to use some Slifer bullying. Alright, perfect. Level up straight across the board. Everyone got one. Great level up, great stats right there. Like I said, RPG. I feel like this game doesn't really hold your hand either. Go ahead and bring him a little more closer to the cannon. And let Tristan's team take one. So I just want to show off how something interesting about this game is that your leaders actually matter and your team builds actually matter. Different characters going to provide different leadership bonuses, different movement, different command abilities, so it's not just cosmetic here who's going to be leading the team. It does matter to a degree. And we're going to make some sushi here. Notice how I got out of the water too, so they're not getting a water bonus now. This is my anime-inspired Tristan loadout right here. I don't know what you would think. Did I get it close? Who would you put in this loadout? And I love how that thing just actually healed itself. That's awesome. That's why you always want to take a healing item. Stuff like healing like that matters. And they're gonna pick on my poor... Oh, luckily they didn't pick on my ninja. Because I'm gonna have to heal with him probably. I might play it a little aggressive right here. Go for that ninja slash again. Oh, worth it. So strategy matters in here. Team loadout right there matters. I will pay for that, though. Probably a little bit. Take a little bit of damage right there, but that's alright, honestly. That's going to be big that I was able to take one of them. And when it comes down to the scoring, if we do run out of AP points, that will be something that is factored into the overall calculations. How many attacks I did, taking out characters, guarding, how well the performance was. And another heal. How many heals did y'all bring? Where's my cannons at? Gotta get my cannons out here. Yep, we got the win on that one. Like I said, if it ends kind of everyone runs out of action points, it's gonna be decided kind of by like the judge. There's just like a fight there. We're getting right back into it. We're not even gonna have a breathing period. We're right back on top of them. Which is good. That's how I like it here. I think we can get that taken out for the red medicine. No! 97. Oh, my ninja's taking some damage. I might need to move him in the fort. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to move. Oh. Dude, how many medicines do y'all have? This crab's out here with all the medicine. Actually, taking the whole supply. Alright, I think this will probably not be enough, actually. But at least it's putting pressure on him because he has to heal. Either he heals or he goes down. So I'll take one hit. I will have to start guarding and have to move them back. Oh no, you fuckers. Oh, we're still standing though. You thought you could get the ninja, but the ninja's done strong. Alright, let's take our bruisers here. Unfortunately, my ninja's probably not going to make it through this one. Even with a guard. Oh, the guard actually guarding like a guard should. Oh fuck, I might have, I should have read who was about to go up. Alright, we got a big level up, but I don't like how we're about to get right back into it again as well. I need to get Tristan out of the mix. Okay, it looks like we got Tristan out of the mix just in time. Perfect. Now my ninja can actually get some breathing room. Are you challenging Slifer? Very bold. Very bold to challenge Slifer. If you played this before, you'll probably recognize some of these monsters as absolute monsters. Dark Magician, he's great, you know. Oh, Dark Magician Girl. And, of course, Slifer. Absolute monsters. Alright, looks like Bakura can get out there as well. I'm going to put Bakura out there and start pressing the charge. And then I'm going to put another team out there to grab the other castle here. But, yeah, you'll notice, like, some of these monsters are just really great. Now, since my Dark Magician Girl is getting a little low, I will use a blue medicine on her. I think this is the one that heals. Yeah, baby. You guys aren't the only one who can heal. So it's always good to bring a couple heals. You'll have plenty of these. I don't think you can actually discard items. So that pretty dated mechanic right there. If they ever did a remaster of this, I could definitely see them doing that. And love to hear it. Would you like to see this game remastered? Were you a fan of it? Maybe you didn't like it. What didn't you like about it? And on the opposite end, if you're a fan, what did you like about it? Love to hear it in the comments below. I'm a huge fan of classic Yu-Gi-Oh! And classic monsters for Yu-Gi-Oh! So this is just, I mean, it's like a, you know, no-brainer for me. Just the fact, like I said, you're using the classic characters, going around this map with them, engaging with other classic monsters from the series. Huge, huge plus. Gonna go ahead and heal up on Dark Magician 2. And I also love how all the characters can have items interact with each other. Like you'll see it pops up with a menu for this, that, and the other. Like I said, a lot of RPG elements in this game that a lot of people kind of look over, they gloss over when they think about this. They said, let's take out all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Mechanics that make it Yu-Gi-Oh! And replace it with some RPG mechanics. RTS system. I mean, the whole 9 yards here. Alright. Let's go ahead here. We'll have Bakura come down here and take over, where was it? This island over here. And Yugi's just holding it down. This is a good one. If I had like a Maki or somebody on this, or like a water-based team loadout, this would be great for water battles right here. So I love it when terrain matters. Again, another old school Yu-Gi-Oh touch. Terrain actually mattering. Oh no, not the Aqua Breath. Coming from the Aqua Lung. Down, 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 now. Sitting on the park bench. Classic fucking death row. Alright, let's go ahead and we're just gonna hit the absolute nuke button. I love when monsters have the, special abilities like they do here. Except for I don't love when they miss like that. And now old girl's just gonna be spamming that red medicine. Alright, let's go ahead here. I'm gonna take out Mr. Rock Lobster. And then they saw a rock. But it wasn't a rock. It was that Rock Lobster. Alright, looks like yeah, good for you. Also, that is not a water tornado. We call that bubble beam where I come from. That is definitely what that move was. Alright, so let's just go through here. Yeah, use my straight up RPG Yu-Gi-Oh elements here. Can I hit the special attack if not Obelisk, if Slifer can hit this? We party. Oh, I think he hit it. That looked like a good one. Let's go, let's go, we're partying, let's go, hype, let's go, hype, woo, 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 woo. That was freaking awesome. Look at those level up. Everybody level up. Yugi's level 17. Whole lot of, like I said, RPG elements, monsters leveling up, gaining stats, learning all types of stuff, being able to evolve as well. Alright, I'm going to press the attack with Yugi. There is a time limit as well, you can tell in the top. There is like a day and night time on this. This game doesn't hold your hand. And let me know in chat, do you like when games hold your hand? Or do you prefer games that explain kind of like every mechanic to you? So a good like kind of tip right here is flyer types. Like I have a flyer type going in right now to this base. They can better take bases, I believe, than ground types since they're flying over the defenses. Kind of think about it like that. Alright, good. We got the liberation of that one. Looks great. You can pause it. You can also do this. This is a good way to kind of manage your units here. Looks like we got everybody taken out. Let's go back to the 3D mode here. Pressing the attack. Comes Yugi. We got the castles over here. Looks good. Alright, let's go. And each castle kind of has like their own status too. And a little bit of a comment for each one. Alright, here we go. You fought well so far for a bunch of squirts. But the sea is where I fight best. As head of the Imperial Navy, I will see the fish pick at your bones. Alright, we're going to the Navy. Look at Slifer just imagine being in a castle and this fucking massive dragon Slifer ass comes up here at you. Absolutely terrifying. So this is a boss battle. This game does have boss battles. The boss battles can be surprisingly difficult. So this is where strategy matters, team build matters. Some enemy commanders have some ridiculously powerful monster squads. If you're underleveled, you're going to be put on notice, and you're going to notice it. You're going to feel it. A good kind of boss battle lineup, I think I hear a lot in the community, is using dragons specifically in dragon lineups because they pack quite a punch, and they usually have some pretty tanky HP. So that may be one thing to explore, leveling up those dragons or having like a boss battle unit. Slifer should be able to make pretty quick work of this guy, especially having that lightning attack. But we know, like I said, like we saw these other battles, we know these bosses and these monsters will have healing items and all types of stuff. Won't be surprised if we see some of that. They can see the full model of Slifer right there with his kind of his shadow. It's a huge model. Actually surprised that decided to attack instead of heal right there, so we're going to be able to take out the red fish there. And also they have info cards on all the units and what you're carrying and stuff like that. You can see which ones do have the healing items. Like that was their healer right there, had the blue medicines. Giant red sea snake, sea king dragon. They aren't carrying anything. And looks like we should be able to take care of them pretty easily. Go ahead, take him with Dark Magician, Dark Magic Attack. Dark Magic. And it's gone. And we're just gonna Omega Blast this Sea Dragon to the Stone Age. Back where it belongs. Dinosaur Age. Slifer is actually menacing. Like, I know Slifer is menacing, but seeing the 3D model of that thing is actually nutty. And there's Time Wizard. We got a Time Wizard on the loading screen, so how can you not love this game, honestly? Alright, we got Gigan Sip liberated. Perfect. That's basically Mako! Yo, is that Mako? Is that Maki? Hey, how am I supposed to make a grand entrance if you finish off the enemy before I can join in? Mako! Yeah, we got Mako Tsunami, so you get a lot of the classic characters as well who are here. If I was to run this campaign again and I could choose anybody to run it with as a commander or marshal, it would be Mako Tsunami, and give him like a sea creature loadout. Shoot, it could be even like straight to the anime, and he'd do great on this because I believe he also increases speed, and also has like a little bit of bonus stats and some nice stuff he gives his sea creatures. Oh, I can't seem to get out. I heard you were fighting, so I thought I'd lend you a hand. You don't seem to need any help, but I'm going to join your party anyways. Yo, we got Mako. Great, we can use your help. You're getting quite famous in this world, Yugi. I'm sure Joey and the others have already heard the rumors and are on their way here now. Perfect. Got pretty much that one done. That's pretty much Falsebound Kingdom. Like I said, that's the short and skinny of it. Now we gotta get some new story here. Like I said, not perfect. Pacing be a little slow, a little dated, but there isn't really another game kind of like this one. And if Konami made a remake today, I would really like to know, what would you change? Would you keep the strategy gameplay? would you add an online multiplayer feature? I think that would be actually pretty cool. A little online multiplayer, upgraded graphics, a couple of voice actors, and you're going to be good. And maybe take the combat, maybe add like a Final Fantasy kind of combat element to it. I'd love them to keep it to the core, maybe with the RPG, but like definitely like keep the animations and make it really nice. And we're going to have a new thing here. After defeating Sekmaten, Yugi has secured a solid foothold on the mainland and is liberating surrounding areas. So we went from Akkad and Sugut, and now we are finally in the mainland here, fighting another kind of story, kind of like if you played Duelist of the Roses, very similar kind of story. But the Imperial forces on the mainland are tough, and the Resistance can't seem to make much headway. Seeking to limit damage to his forces, Yugi decides to make a break for the Beastie Badlands in central Rondeville and devises a plan that will allow him to attack the enemy from behind. However, the Beastie Badlands are a desolate area devoid of human life and controlled by fiendish beasts. Alright, so we might even get like a Weevil or something like this. So very cool. We have 6 marshals we can use now. We just got Mako. We're going into the Badlands. That's going to be a great place to save right there, and I think wind down with this version of Falsebound Kingdom for today. I think fans really like Falsebound Kingdom. I can tell from the gameplay. Maybe I, am guessing a little bit, but I think it's so enjoyed as and earning its cult classic status because it commits to its own identity. It's not trying to be the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, not trying to copy the anime. It's just a RTS strategy RPG game wearing Yu-Gi-Oh's skin on it, a Yu-Gi-Oh flesh skin. I feel like there's a lot this game offers, and a lot of hidden stuff and mechanics the game doesn't really outright explain well, especially with like the hidden map rewards, certain evolutions that aren't always obvious, and the late game monsters having a little bit of a different flair than the early game monsters. So I think this game has earned that status. Definitely worth playing, Jim. If you're a modern Yu-Gi-Oh fan, definitely worth trying this out. If you're an old school Yu-Gi-Oh fan, definitely worth trying this out. After all these years, I mean, it still remains just one of the most experimental games Konami has ever released. Yes, it has some flaws, a little dated here. It's weird, sometimes really frustrating, but it's incredibly memorable. And if you've never played Falsebound Kingdom, I honestly think it is worth the experience just to see one of the strangest directions Konami has ever made in the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise. And for everyone who has played before, I am curious, who is your favorite monster? Who's your favorite loadout? Maybe you have a great memory from Falsebound Kingdom. Maybe you don't like it. You didn't like it. What did you not like? What was your least favorite, part about it? What was your least favorite memory about Falsebound Kingdom? Let me know in the comments below. Love to hear it. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, hit those buttons, and we'll see you next time. Take care.